Hey there. It is Friday, June 4th. Getting to be late in the afternoon here. Had a few obstacles happening this morning that got in the way of a few other things. I have no idea why that... Well, no. I'm going to tell you the story. Why that song just popped in my head. There's two reasons. One is I've been working on... a couple of weeks ago, I hate to say... This is going to be a really long apology. Our COA member Steve put up a great video of him playing a song from my childhood. And as I've been trying to work on a review, so Steve, this is particularly for you, I got so sidetracked, well, on other projects, but then when I started working on looking at what Steve did and wanting to get to it, I thought, I should just do a whole lesson on this song. This happened with Let It Be Me, of course, too, a couple months ago. And so I went back and listened to the original version, Randy Sparks, the new Christy Minstrels. And then got down the rabbit hole of the band, or the folk band, the 21-piece, group of folk singers. It wasn't 21, but it was a lot. And the whole history of that kind of stuff, which then got me back into remembering songs that I played at camp when I was like 12 years old as a kid at Echo Mountain Ranch, which is right next to now what's called the Green Mountain Retreat, where we went for camp a few years ago. And we've got that coming up for next year. So the circles in my the circle of life thing here is getting a little bit out of control. Okay, don't play that song. Stop me before I start. What if I play this? All of a sudden, I got Circles. It wasn't called Circles. What was it? It was on the Birds Reunion album, 1973. Funny how the circle is a wheel. Okay, sorry. Back to Earth. So these camp songs were running through my head. Songs that I remember hearing for the first time. There was a Donovan song, "The Pebble and the Man" was one that one of the older guitar players taught me. We did. Here's a little song you can all join in. Early Traffic song, another Dave Mason song. And the one I played at the beginning. So did you figure out what that was? Maybe Peter, Paul, and Mary did it. Probably Joan Baez. It was called Dona, Dona. And just when I turned on the camera, somehow that song just popped into my head. And had to see how it went. And I think it made some harmonic adjustments. Mistakes. adjustments in there. But what I did want to talk about was my delay on getting to Steve's review of today has just turned into I've turned a molehill into a mountain, that's for sure. And instead of just like coming up with a couple of suggestions, I was starting to think of, let's reharmonize the whole thing. Let's not go to that F minor there when we can use a B flat 7 that I heard in one of the live versions of the new Christy Minstrels doing this. And of course that made me look up why they were called that, and there was a minstrel troupe called Christy's Minstrels back in the days of the Civil War. They were doing Stephen Foster songs. Should we play Stephen Foster? Okay, don't go there, because I really had one other important thing I want to talk about today, but I've apparently gotten sidetracked. So I think that's it for my story about. I'm getting excited about camp. We are feeling like life is good here in California, and if anybody's thinking about it, we've had a few new people sign up. We're getting close to our 30. Well, we got 35 is our limit. But I think we've hit about 30 so far. So if you're thinking about it, don't think too much longer, because it's going to be a blast. I guarantee it. September 13th to the 17th, Monday through Friday, after the week after Labor Day. Okay, so the review on today may happen soon, but if not, like a whole lesson on it will happen, and then we'll review it. Which brings me to my other big project, which was, again, one of my thumb-picking songs. Getting a little bit more of that out. Finally got to the little strumming part of Steve Howe's tune, Clap. And I need to apologize to another member who put up a video of this in the student reviews back in August. How many months ago was that? Like 9? I can't tell by looking at my June calendar, but I'm guessing. No, August is 8 and this is 6. So 10 months ago. And I just avoided the issue because I thought I can't really do a proper review on Mickey's version of Clap until I've kind of really gone through the whole song and decided and put together my version, how I think it should go. Well, obviously, that has happened now. And so I have a couple suggestions for anybody working on it. The first thing is, slow it down. The only version I heard of Steve Howe's that I really liked, that thought was at the right speed, was the one from a live recording of Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe, where he did a long little intro noodling around in A. And then went in with his little intro of... No. And then something like that, although he does another cool intro in some of the songs where he plays a little A major chord, followed by A augmented. Don't get this confused with John Lennon starting over. A6, A7, and then just walks the bass up. Don't play it any faster than this. So I'm going to have more suggestions for Mickey's upload in that in the review that's going to come out next week, because I've been working on that. But I have two quick suggestions right now. First of all, slow it down a lot. Play all the licks at half speed. Get all the bass notes clean. See if I can do it. Got the bass notes, didn't get the melody notes. Missed the bass note. Play the bad bass note that Steve did there. The E in the bass over that D chord with A in the bass. play that E in the bass, even though I did it in the lesson. But work on all the licks. Wait a minute, I can't think of that one there. How's that go? Like this one, even this. I do like what he did, and a lot of other people have played that with a not as painful fingering as Steve did in right in here with his monster long fingers. So alternate fingerings there are pretty good, but slow it down, get all the notes right, because most of the time when I hear Steve Howe play this in many of the versions I listen to, it's too fast to listen to. And I think I demonstrated this last week. If you start hearing this, sorry. Big other suggestion. That first chord up there, it's B minor, not B major. Make sure that you don't have your second finger in there, which you do on the next chord. And this run is so cold. Get it cleaner than that. So, anybody that's working on that, walk through each of the 20, 50 difficult measures really slowly. Go to the trouble to get it right. There's a Renborn tune that I sometimes play intentionally sloppy. That's called My Dear Boy. To show somebody that just because you're playing it fast and flashy doesn't make it musical. And My Dear Boy sounds much better. This is not a thumb pick song, so. Sounds much better at a quarter of the speed. At 3/4 of the speed that Renborn played it at. But he was just a young kid when he did that, and now I'm like an old man playing the songs and trying to, and with 60 years, 50 years more experience, let's say. So anyway, I think that's about it. What else have I been playing lately? I'm still working on this. These harmonics are getting better. Just like Muriel said they would. Last time I probably played this for you, I was botching those artificial harmonics, and she was here, so it was years ago now, a couple of years ago. I haven't seen her in a while, but and I asked her, what's the secret to getting those artificial harmonics? Practice. Oh, so simple. All right. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, that is it for today, June 4th. Back next week. Hopefully, we'll get some of those things that I promised up and happening next week. I was just sort of rearranging the studio, by the way, in case you're wondering what's with the old background again. It was just kind of, I'm planning on getting back to shooting fly on the wall lessons now that a lot of students are coming back for real lessons. This is so cool. So I'm resurrecting that because some of my old fly on the wall stars are starting to come back. Fred and Ed and Sandy and Matt. I haven't seen Matt in a while. I got to get on that guy. He was a good one. Kevin. Some of these guys that we had a lot of fly on the wall lessons were in, and it just wasn't right. So I was just kind of testing this today to see how easy I could switch the studio from the new background that we're using for lessons and the old background that I'd really rather have for fly on the wall lessons. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks, back to live fly on the wall lessons. Well, they won't be live by the time you see them, but they will be shot like right here in the TG cabin. Okay, more next week.